Wildly Uninteresting Podcast, episode 160. It's Adam's actual birthday today. He's 47. 433.
Yeah.
Is he 33?
Yeah,
dude, you nailed it. This, I've gotten to a point where I'll look at other people who are like doing things that I want to be doing, and if they're really big at it, I'll be like, well, how old are they? And you know, if they're older than me, I'm cool with it. If they're younger than me, I get depressed. I'm like, well, my time's over. Like, because this one person made it, and they're like 20.
Yeah. What about that kid that has a YouTube channel where like he reviews toys and stuff, and he makes millions?
That is.
He's a child. You're a
Jabba
failure,
YouTube
buddy.
channel.
Yeah, I think we're all.
Jabba YouTube channel.
I think what makes me happy is that I'm going to do that person's electric in the future. Like, it doesn't bug me because I know that most people who come up with like things like that where they're kind of ridiculous, like getting paid millions to play games. I don't disagree with it. I'm just saying it doesn't contribute to the overall infrastructure of the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just entertainment.
Well, then that
strictly.
really throws a wrench in economic theory then.
Well, you
Done
mean?
it.
Does it?
Done it.
Doesn't it? No, that's it makes me happy because I know that usually, not all the time, but that person doesn't really give a fuck to do electric or any other trade matters. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, well, I'll just charge them a lot of money because they made a lot of money. I need to make a lot of money. No, I'm just joking. I'm not that kind of person.
He would say he talks shit, but he would charge them exactly the same as everybody else. He'd cut him a deal if he could.
I synced your channel. Extra $20.
You're getting this.
Extra 20. I know you can afford it.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask real quick, where did you see these movies? Trump versus the Illuminati and Bigfoot.
Dude I work with sent me one. He was like, "This is a real trailer."
So they're already out.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see it. You can get them on like Amazon Prime, I think.
Excellent.
Holy
We have
shit.
They're on
those.
IMDb.
Wonderful.
Yeah, dude.
And the dude's name, I forget it. It's something weird. It's like something 40.
Oh, excellent.
14 maybe.
The
CB
director
14
or
or some
producer?
shit. Yeah, the director.
CB14. It's probably his like username for whatever account that he. I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know how these people who lurk in the shadows that make extravagant claims about like reptilian people and shit. I don't know how they become big, and I don't know where people watch them. Now, I know that some shit pops up on my thing because I'll watch any video that people send me just to see their side of things. So my phone is a plethora of just like
Chaos.
Like some things are
Wait,
informational.
hold that thought.
Yeah.
Written and directed by BC14.
That's it. That's the name. BC14.
That's good.
That's ridiculous.
Shit's real.
I gotta see that.
Yeah.
Brian Carter.
Brian Carter,
The
14.
lesser known of the Carters.
Yeah.
Like practically non-existent Carter.
Well,
But he's
he'll
there.
get well known now because one of them's dead.
Yeah, word
Oh,
on the street is they're going to have a reboot of the X-Files directed by, what's his face? The guy that made the Black Panther movies.
Really?
I don't remember.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Either way, I don't care.
You know,
if it's not Mulder and Scully, fuck it.
I know.
It's gonna be
That's
dumb.
stupid.
it's not going to be the same. Anything that they reboot,
Why?
because they reboot everything now. They're coming. All right, God love them. I love George.
Here we go.
Now I can't even think about it.
Now let 'em
George
have it.
Foreman.
Yeah.
I mean, he's awesome, man. He built like an empire for himself. And anyways, long story short, they're coming out with a movie about him.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's fine. I'm not saying anything. They came out with a movie for Ali, but let's face it, he was the greatest. Always be
Yeah.
the greatest. It goes down in history. But then
Indeed.
you're like, we need another movie about a boxer. Who we're going to pick?
Yeah.
Him. But there's a lot of other, I just don't, the ideals run out and then they're just like, well, that Ali movie did pretty good numbers. Like, we just do another real life boxing documentary movie.
I think they should
That'll
do
work.
a movie about Mike Tyson, but have like the first 20 minutes be like a brief run through of his life, and then the rest of it's just an episode of his podcast.
That's funny you say that. I was gonna say, unfortunately, which I don't care for him either, but it's Mayweather.
Yeah.
Yeah, that guy.
Let's
They
call
could do a
him
video.
Floyd.
Floyd.
Yeah.
Oh, Floyd. they could do it about him, but then again, you know, he like tried to discredit Ali in an interview and shit. So I'm like, you don't respect the sport anyways. So we'll do that.
Could have hit him.
What?
Well, you could.
In his heyday?
Yeah.
Really?
He's just talking shit.
I would say I think he could have dodged him enough to wear him out.
Ali would have fucked him up,
Especially
in his heyday.
Yeah.
God.
I always wonder about Ali and Mike Tyson, but Mike Tyson always said that he was scared of Ali. Yeah. I think it was out of respect, you know what I mean?
Respect.
Yeah. But Mayweather fucking talks shit about him. Like, he's like, no, I'm the greatest.
I listened to an episode of Hardcore History Addendum the other day, and they were talking about boxing. And, I mean, immediately I thought about Couch, but they were talking about how every other sport in sports, like, they've just gotten better. Like, football players, fiercer. Basketball, just everything. But boxing, they say, is the only sport where they've actually gotten worse.
Yeah.
Because they've gotten away from the fundamentals. And something happened where people training boxers decided, oh, well, football players lift weights. Let's just get the boxers really buff and shit. But no, it's all about the dancing, the bobbing and weaving.
Hell yeah, you gotta be able to move.
Yeah. So it's you'll never see boxing today as it once was, and the boxers today couldn't beat them. And they're like, oh, it's just old men saying that. And like, no, it's not what it is. But I mean, it's also the old men saying, no, that's not what it is.
I bet they'd kick their ass.
Probably.
Yeah. Asses, I guess I should say. All the asses.
All the asses.
Yeah.
So I went to that one place. I don't remember. Either way, they sell ice cream. It's in America. It's in Indiana.
Okay.
But,
Indiana, Mexico.
I got my shit from Indiana, Mexico at this ice cream place.
Yeah.
And I got like a cheesecake ice cream thing or whatever. And as the kid was ringing me up, I was like, what do you think about your job? How do you feel about it? He's like,
Yeah.
It's like, okay, well, do you like it or does it make you want to die? He's like, oh, it makes me want to die. And I was wearing a My Chemical Romance shirt. He's like, oh, I like your shirt. I was like, thanks, man. And we left.
Hell yes.
Does it make you want to die?
Yeah.
I like that his immediate response was, meh.
Yeah.
But he's like, no, I'm committing suicide right after the shift.
I'm not going to lay it out for a customer that doesn't dig, but...
Yes.
Yeah, that is a tough question to ask people, because I feel like most people, the majority of people, would be like, I fucking hate it. Like, it's so sucking and I fucking hate it.
So sucking.
But I got these bills to pay for.
This is so sucking.
Yeah, dude. I think the majority of people would. I think because it's easy to be like, okay, it's easy to say, oh, well, your situation is bad. Well, you can move. It's easier to say, well, you don't like the job, get a new one, or this and that, right?
Yeah.
But it all comes down to like financial ability and intelligence and what's the other thing when you have chance for that matter, right?
Full on availability of other jobs or houses or
right.
whatever.
Skills and shit like that. But what I'm getting at is the fact that like most people can't. Like, it seems unattainable to do anything else other than, let's say, a menial job, because most people fucking hate those jobs. And that's what I feel like happens to those people. They fucking hate it, but they can't get out of it. There's no way to get away from it. They're like,
I feel like they just won't get out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like
I mean, there
motivation.
are some cases to where it's like, yeah, there are no jobs around. What are you gonna do? But it kind of ties to God. Okay. She disagrees very much.
Yes.
But I don't know. It kind of ties into the idea of like, oh fuck, it's just so complicated.
I know.
I don't really want to go
as most things
it,
are.
But it's like, if you don't make a change, then it's just going to be the same.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, if you're in a shitty relationship or a shitty job, if you stay in the shitty relationship, you're like, oh, I'm still in a relationship. All right, things are cool. If you stay in your shitty job, all right, things are cool. Whatever. But if you would go to any other person or any other job, it would at least be a possibility.
Right.
That you might hate it less. So I definitely think it's more fear and complacency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
a lot of fear
you might not be able to like get a better job, like in terms of pay, reasonably you can stay at about the same level.
Yeah.
Probably more than likely. Nowadays, anyways.
Yeah, and they say that the reason people quit jobs, they're like, oh, it's not the job itself, it's the manager or whatever. You know, it's the
Hell
people.
yeah.
Okay, get the fuck away from those people. So, I mean, yes, there are some exceptions to where it's like they are just truly trapped and life is horrible. But most of the time, it's just somebody's unwillingness to do something different.
Yeah. Well, I think that without all the major pressure that was after the wreck and then life and then, you know, trying to keep up with the job and then seeing what they were doing to customers and things, like without massive pressure to be like, change the situation or you're going to fucking like probably kill yourself.
Right.
I was like, all right, well, I'll try this other thing. And if that doesn't work, I can just fall back on what I've always done and be good. Like, it's not going to change. It might be tough transitionally speaking, but other than that, it's not going to be terrible. So that's what it did. But it does take like because up until that time, I took a bunch of shit from 2 companies in particular. And I mean, I would have continued to take the shit, I believe, for quite a while, you know, until that pressure built up enough where I was like, you know what? I got to fucking do something else or die trying because this sucks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think a lot of people let themselves get to that point or they just ignore that point. You know what I mean? They're just like, well, you know, I'll just like go on a diet. Maybe that'll make life better at the job, or I'll stop smoking for a week and maybe that'll help. And it started because I think our society has done that to us where we always feel personally responsible for everything, right? It's like the American way. They're like, these greenhouse gases are killing the ozone. Never mind that the government is just like pumping, you know, toxins into the air daily.
Yeah, you didn't put
An
that
alarming
cardboard
rate.
box in the proper.
Yeah, that fucking
container.
plastic bag that flew out of your van.
That's
you
why
asshole.
the polar bears are dying.
Yeah, dude. Our government makes you personally responsible for a massive amount of like damage across the board, right? So we feel that way about our like very personal and individual lives. We're like, with something I'm doing.
But they represent us, so we've just elected surrogates to tell us that we're terrible.
Yeah. This is a representation of life. Like, tell me I'm terrible.
Masochistic society.
I know I'm terrible. Tell me I'm terrible. No, that's how it is. I mean, it is what it is. And when the ship goes down, I'm gonna go down with it. I mean, I'm no better than nobody else, so I can't wait to go down.
drown too.
Yeah. That's why I
hope
fucking
I freeze to death.
I swear I hate finding YouTubers that are, or anybody for that matter, that is like a social figure that's like has the opinion or the sense of ego where they're like, well, this is what we need to do, and these are the opinions that matter, and these are whatever. And even though that's correct, even if they were to execute it just like you said, that could possibly go wrong in the long run. And you don't have like one person, like you said before the podcast, right? I have a problem with that. I don't like to give up control of certain things. I like to do it all because I don't know if it's a sense of like I'm interested in all the things or I just don't want to ask for help on things. And it's a little bit of that. I want to have the credit for it.
Yeah.
I may not like openly take the credit for it, but I want to feel like
that just makes it even better.
Right.
Look at the genius of Adam. Well, come on now.
Well,
I didn't do all of this.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And then like give that to other people. I think that's in a lot of us is that mindset. And I don't know if that's society or whatever, but it's that way. And, you know, it's just not that, it's not like that. Like the one person that talks shit on the internet has an opinion does not have the answers for everything. It's a group effort and we all got us into this situation. So if we go down, that's what the fuck's going to happen.
That just sounds like the government talking about pollution and shit. We all got us into this. I didn't get us into some of it.
Yeah. I'm definitely not personally responsible for a lot of it, but all right, I'll deal with it. Whatever. Yeah. But that's how it's going to go, man. I think they'll be still floating on top of the water when the waves come in. They're just going to be like, well, you get what you get because you're a shitty person.
Get what you get.
But, whatever. That's we were talking about Jon Stewart the other day, and I went back and watched a committee meeting he had with, what is it, the Senate or Congress? Maybe it was Congress. I'm not sure. But it was over the 9/11 victims. I think it was in like 2008. It was like that long ago, right?
Yeah.
And
It's been a minute.
it's fucking, dude, if you ever get a chance to watch it, when he's talking about these, the first responders and shit, it's super fucking, dramatic, man. This dude took
It's
it
moving.
personally.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
And I mean, he cries on the stand and shit. And it's like, that I think is around the time where Jon Stewart become like cynical. And he stopped being funny. He was like, this shit ain't funny anymore.
Yeah.
Like, he saw it for what it is on the inside. And he's like, this shit is terrible.
Yeah.
And people still talk trash that he's not funny anymore. I'm like,
Nah, they're idiots.
saw it for
He
what it
stayed funny. It's just he kind of took a little more stock of the weight of everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Stop becoming this lighthearted event. He's like,
Yeah.
y'all are fucking shit up.
It's all a joke. It's all a game. And when you see the people really getting fucked up, it's like, oh shit, maybe I can do something to help.
Yeah, dude.
And then, life just gets a little darker.
Yeah, and I think he probably tried. And that's why I told Sarah, sometimes I'll have an opinion about everything. I'm like one of those old dudes that just like complain.
Yeah.
But, and I realize that, and I know that in the future I'm going to be, I have to like watch that border where you could fall off the edge of like, fuck everything. Like nothing is fun, happy, or not. Like it's a very fine line. And that's what I told her. I'm like always walking that fine line. Because I'm like, I fucking hate everybody.
Well, then once you cross it, you can really embrace destruction.
No shit, man. Yeah. That's, I swear, I always think about that. Like, fuck all these people. Fuck the person at the store. And fuck, I just want to like lock myself in a room and just say, fuck them all.
He went to the store the other day, and I stayed home, and he texted me. He said, it's terrible out here.
Yes. That's
I
how
said,
it is.
Yeah, just get home.
I can't be the only one that feels that way when they go out into the real world. And I am a little slightly introverted, right? But I feel like with the company and customers and shit, I just get drained by the end of the
It's
whatever.
exhausting.
Yeah. And I don't think it's that so much as it is people are fucking terrible to one another anymore. Like overall, they're just so like self-absorbed and terrible to one another.
Well, I mean, even when they're not being terrible and self-absorbed, they're still trying to buy the same pack of chicken that I want.
Yeah.
And then they're in line at the place, and then I got to deal with their fucking cars.
Yeah.
Everybody's just in the way, even if it's passive.
Yeah.
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 Absolutely.
It's annoying. That's why everything should be delivery. And then I hate people a little less.
Just a little less. Except for the delivery driver if they're an
And then
asshole.
I could go to the store, and it would be wide open.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't know, man. That's what do you do, when you fucking realize that you hate everything and everybody?
I just told you, man, delivery.
Here's the question. Do you
just solve all your
Everything.
problems.
It fixes the world.
Here's the question. Do you believe that the human being is inherently loving, or is war and hatred our natural state?
Neither.
Neither.
No.
So what do you believe the natural state of a human being is?
Well, people have a natural feeling of love for people in their crew and an opposition to everyone else that wants the same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because of
anybody-
limited resource and finite time. Yeah.
Do
It's
you
like,
think limited resource is a manufactured event from like the world in general, like the supply demand chain? Like we really have the ability to make everything plentiful, but we don't.
No.
Really?
We have limited space, limited resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, it's the way it is, especially with so many goddamn people. Because then when you go back to like the 17 or 1800s, everybody could have everything always. But, now that we have the technology, it's like if the majority of the world lived as America does, it would be over.
Yeah.
No shit.
So, with that idea, it's like, there's limited everything. And people just, with the promoting of a certain lifestyle and people that actively want to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak, it's what happens.
Yeah, I think you're inevitable. It's going to happen. I posed this to her yesterday, I think, man. And look, check it out. So there's like, it's a weird balance thing, right? So let me try to say it like I said it the other day because it kind of made sense. But
Say it like
it's gonna
I
be,
mean it.
Yeah, it's gonna be terrible, but try to hang in there. So you have times in history where like two things don't match up generally, right? You'll have like your family's doing really good, but the society on the outside is, at war, and there's famine, or there's drought, there's all this stuff, right?
Yeah.
Or technology is just at its height, but the government is running out of money and there's no international trade or whatever. And then ever so often, right, the time matches up with the landscape, I guess. The time matches up with the social and the family unit, the whatever. And it's this like balance where it comes together, where you have a good family unit across the board, all race, religion, ways of life, whatever.
Right.
And then, and then like technologically advanced comfortability. Is that word? Yeah.
I'd accept it.
Comfortability.
Yeah.
And all that, like, it all comes together. And I don't know what that date was in the last 100 years, but I would say probably somewhere in the middle, in the 50s, 60s. But, I mean, there was still a lot of, like, racial hatred, and women were held down more.
So do you mean
I don't
like
know.
full-on harmony, like, with everyone? Or, like, it seems like it for a country?
I would say for this, we have to say for a country, because in harmony for everything, I don't know if it's ever been that way.
Yeah.
It's probably been that way back.
Okay, well, then in that case, it's like 2 weeks after 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Boom. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'll give you that. That's why that ideal come to mind with what I'm working on, is because I remember a time. I know that kids that were born in 2001 and after don't remember a time where everybody was nice to one another. Everybody didn't care. And they're like, they were more understanding and more loving, open to what you're,
we can get killed
at any time.
Right.
And then quickly that was forgotten.
Yeah, very
Quickly.
Yeah.
And we were back to arguing with one another.
Yeah, they had someone that everyone could agree on to focus their hatred on.
Yeah, which is why I think a staged alien attack is coming.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
They should just do that like every, century. I mean, it can
stage
change.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give us a common enemy for a minute.
We can focus all our hatred on one thing, and then we'll all stand together, and things will be good for a while.
But then, like 50 generations down the line, they teach it in history class, and they're like, "Here comes the Great United Staging."
Yeah, that's why, unfortunately, although it was, because you said we boiled it down to a country, because unfortunately we made it very uncomfortable for at least, Iraq, Iran, Afghanistan. The Middle East was fucking terrible. And we tried to, like, rebuild, in quotations, let's say. But yeah, for a while, man, you made it really uncomfortable. We were good, and our country was good, but I think we made more enemies. And that's what messes me up about what's going on now. And you have all these countries that want to detach themselves from the American dollar, and they want to come together, and they want to leave America behind. So be it. Like, everybody, all these, like, people are so mad at it, and they're like, well, we can't understand. And of course, you have that mentality of, like, well, my family and all this stuff, like, this survival. But when it comes down to it, you fucked up. Like, we, in general, fucked up. Like, people were behind a war that was based in lies. And then you continue to do it for 20 years, or let your government do it, and people signed up for the war, and people went over and fought. Nobody protested. Well, I mean, people protested, but not the people who were,
Yeah, I mean, they would definitely protest because everybody thought Bush was like the stupidest president we've ever had.
Yeah. I always go back to the
if
video.
only they could foreshadow.
No shit.
It will never get worse.
Couldn't possibly.
The reason why we are in such debt now is because of that war. Because of George Bush, essentially.
I mean, I think that
taking
helped
out.
it, but we were already pretty fucking in debt at the time.
I feel like we were just going downhill, and they were like, what can we do? We gotta, like, blow these two buildings up, make it look like another one was blown
And then
up.
we'll just kill a bunch of people and destroy some shit.
So, I fully now believe that it was definitely, I'm not gonna say the word inside job.
What
After
did you
this
just do?
point,
Okay.
yeah,
We'll just beep it out.
I had to say it.
After I tell you, I'm not saying
Just
it
so
again.
we're all explicitly on the same page.
Yeah.
It has negative incantation, but that's where-
Connotations.
Connotations.
Yeah.
Bam. Okay. But when it comes down to it, there is a massive group of pilots, firefighters, and most of all, engineers, right? Architectural engineers that come together. They've done independent research for the last 20 years.
Yeah.
And the only conclusion that makes sense through all their testing and all their math and all the years of study is the fact that there was a variable that they're not telling you about. Whether that's from inside your government, outside your government, blah, blah, blah. They were brought down in a controlled manner, right?
Right.
Of some sort. And like even the committee, NIST, that created or whatever, did the studies for the 3 years and come out with the commission report, they lied about 5,000, what was it, like 5,000 tons of pressure that brings up. Anyways, long story short, there's a lot. Just go look. You can look into it yourself by checking out those groups, right? It's not like go do your own research. There's places that you can go and you can join these groups and listen to their studies. They don't force you to do it like QAnon and shit, right? It's not like a cult. They don't care if you come or not, you know?
Right.
They're
We
not
don't
trying to like
need you for this to be true.
Right. It's super unbiased, and when then they ask questions to the government, of course, government like gives them the runaround and doesn't answer. So it just seems odd. But I'm 100% believe that what they're saying is true because they've spent 20 years studying the evidence that a committee only spent like a year and a half actually on, and then a year and a half lying about. But anyways, I don't know. I take back what I said before because I think I was on that thing like, well, maybe I don't know about like this and that. Yeah. But after going and looking things up and understanding what all that shit means, like, I fucking fully believe it, man.
They do like experiments and stuff and everything.
Cool. Like they follow the
right.
scientific method and they do experiments and it's
if
fucking
they like
cool.
blow up buildings.
They should. If they had enough money, man, I think somebody should blow up.
I feel like if the government had just come out and said, look, it's a building. There was stuff going on.
Yeah.
They rigged stuff in secret. Security slipped up.
Yeah. I think
it was a controlled demolition done secretly by the opposition.
Right?
Yeah. But instead,
No.
I think because you catch
lying
on
until the day you die.
But I feel like maybe they just wanted for people to be about that.
Yeah.
Like, of course it was an inside.
Yeah.
Of course it was something that we did, because, they get their kicks.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if I rig somebody's car to like overturn on the highway. I'm going to leave my calling card, but I'm not going to admit it.
That's
Write
right.
your name on the kickstand that flips it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I just imagined the kickstand flips out and it just flips over.
And they
It's
still
be long
wouldn't-
enough to get on two wheels.
They'd
so
still
it doesn't-
deny that there was any kind of flipping device.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nothing at all.
Yeah.
It self-destructs after it comes out.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't trust a lot of things, man.
No.
But I also know that there's no fucking changing things. And I also know that I live within a government that has for years and years and years, hundreds of years, like fucking oppressed a lot of people. And they have fucking forced people in countries to do things like at the mercy of whatever, like, putting, what are they called? Sanctions on them and shit.
They're just thugs.
Yeah. So that's what we were talking
man,
about.
you with us or against us?
I'm not neither.
Against them.
Yeah.
They're thugs.
It's funny, like they'll go against like mob groups and shit, mob families and stuff.
Yeah.
And it always makes me laugh because the reason why they're going against them is because they're doing the same exact thing the government's doing, but better.
Well,
right?
I mean, yeah.
Without the open murder,
But
I guess.
I find I'm just annoyed by
Yeah, they
people
hide
that
that.
like, they want to rag on America for doing certain things, and they're like, yeah, dude, let the country fall, fuck them, get what's coming to them. But they continue to live their lives in their comfortable little shell, brought to you by America.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, fine, if you want to burn the system and fuck the government up, get to it.
Yeah.
You know, otherwise you're just waiting for somebody else to do something great for you.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think the
And that
majority of
annoys me.
people is doing
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's like,
No, I agree.
whenever it comes to like Thanksgiving and shit. Like, oh, just fucking rape the Indians and
Oh,
take
yeah.
America's terrible, Columbus.
I know.
It's like, okay, that's fine, but give back your goddamn land.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just paying lip service.
Yeah.
Right.
And fuck that.
It's all most of them
Be
do.
part of the solution or shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
Didn't
that's
they-
all most people do.
God,
Is just
and
sit around and
I didn't even
fucking
mean to
complain.
get here.
I got you there. You know, and that's it's odd, which you would never want to get in an argument with those people who really feel strongly about that, because it is, you know, it's true. At the end, it did go bad, right? But didn't they live for like 50 years or 100 years in peace before ever doing that shit to the Indians?
I don't know. I doubt it.
I
I
think it's
don't
like,
know.
yeah, I think it's like documented 50 years to whatever. Anyways, but
Yeah.
you know, that's that mentality, because you read that a lot on anything that has anything to do with like, oh, the corruption in America and blah blah blah. You have people who are like, well, you're gonna get what's coming to you and you're gonna die and death to
Yeah.
America, whatever. You know, that's just like us going against another country and shit like that. And then it's like America whining and crying that they had kids holding AK-47s when we showed up in Iraq. Okay, let me ask you a question. If you have an AK-47, let's say 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
And you just so happen to have a kid that can pull a trigger,
Yeah.
and then this tyrannical government comes into your place of living for no reason at all with like weapons, and they're going to kill, they've already killed a bunch of your people, right? Don't you think you'd put that AK in your kid's hand? Be like, look, kid,
Yeah.
time to grow up real
Right.
quick.
Yeah.
Because you're protecting your home.
We're not going to win this war, but we're taking a couple of them down.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You're gonna
Yeah.
fight for your home, and that's what I think people fail to realize when they're like, oh, like the whole war conversation
Yeah.
is like, we went on false pretenses. Like that's widely known now. So you can't back the war and not be a shitty person, because you can't say, oh, well, they had kids blown up. Okay, like you were coming in and blowing
You were
all their
fucking
shit
the
up.
world up. Yeah.
Yeah, a drone strike a day or some shit. How many drone strikes a day were they doing during Obama's presidency? Like, fuck yourself.
Yeah.
If you believe that was like okay, then the civilian death numbers that weren't a part of the whatever, that were like non-hostile, astronomical
Yeah.
for just to get like one bullshit target. Like
Yeah.
it's just crazy, man.
Who probably didn't have anything to do with anything.
And that's why I think
Maybe.
The omelet thought, you know.
what is it?
The omelet thought, you got to crack a few eggs.
They cracked a few,
Yeah.
quite a few.
You only have to crack however many eggs you're going to use to make an omelet.
You still
Ooh.
got to crack a few. Plus, I mean, if you're going to cook for like 4 people, you might accidentally use one too many eggs. I don't make omelets. I don't know what I'm doing.
It's like I don't even know if an omelet involves eggs.
What even is an omelet?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
make shit.
I don't actually know how I got to this place in this conversation, but yeah, I think it's been on my mind a lot lately because people are so shitty to one another in comments, and I'm pretty sure we're going to go to war with China and Russia pretty soon,
No.
with or without our agreement. How much you
No.
want to bet?
I don't
Can I
know.
put I don't want to bet, actually. I'd rather it not be a bet because I'd rather them not do
let's
it.
make it a bet.
No.
That way, whenever they go to war and you're happy, you know,
I don't
like,
wanna be
"Look
happy
at
about
you,
it. That's
you
what I'm saying,
bloodthirsty bastard.
I feel like I'm like lightweight.
That's blood money.
What? Yeah, that'd be like me contributing to. I don't want to. No, never mind. I take it all back.
Just bet like a Snickers. And then it's not blood money. It's a blood
Yeah.
That was a
Snickers.
good one. That was
was
from
a
my
good one.
tummy.
Little tum-tum
Yeah,
burp.
dude. But you know, I don't blame people for being mad, and I wouldn't blame them for like getting their get backs. Like, yeah, you can't blame somebody for that shit. Like,
Yeah.
you created huge enemies, like, because you're a shitty country. Face it, you're shitty. They're shitty. We're all shitty.
Oh, but then that's generalizing, because I mean, America does good things.
That's what I'm saying. We do, and we do try to help other countries.
But then we wouldn't make
Quote,
the
unquote.
argument that America's a good country. So
But
then why is it whenever something terrible happens, it's we're a
Depends on who
terrible
you're
country?
talking to.
I think because we do,
Right.
I think
We're a
we
balanced
do.
country.
Yeah.
I think we do more bad than we do good. And how do we know the majority of our good isn't is a guise for something that is more corrupt than surface value? You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're going over to help some countries be free, And in general, like that means like we're going to overthrow their leader because he's talking about separating himself from the American dollar. And we're not going to have that. They want a socialist government. We don't want that. We're going to give them freedom like us. And it's a good thing. So then people feel like we're the savior. In reality, we've just been tyrannical for just a lifetime.
Right.
America is kind of like
Thank you.
a side piece. There are countries that need their freedom and shit, and America's like, oh yeah, you can get your independence, you can have this and that, but really we're just in it for the sex with that country. And then they end the relationship, and then somebody swoops in, and then just makes their life even worse.
Yeah.
That's for a second, I don't want to be looked at as somebody who like hates America. I love what we stand for, or should stand for, and I love that, and I wish that other countries agreed with that. I don't care what religion or beliefs they have and shit. I just wish that everybody could just be happy with the land they have and the money and the resources, and that we could all share for those who don't have the resources.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that I can see the shittiness that we live in. And that's cool because I know that I like my comfortable living situation.
Yes.
I'll just leave that other word out.
It's the word of the day.
Yeah. So I know that I'm not going to like jump through fucking like fire to make other people's lives, because I know that that takes massive amount of work and I don't have that in me to do. But I can be a good person in general on a day-to-day basis. Yeah. And I can see how the country I live in is like, they're fucking up. They've been fucking up. But how do we fix it from here? I'm not that type of person like, listen to me. I just want to know how we fix it. Like, how do you get better?
Stop doing that.
Yeah, stop it.
You gotta rally
Flick
the
them
people.
on the nose.
Yeah.
All the people in the country that want things to be different. There's no unified voice that they can get behind.
Yeah, dude.
And the evil politicians, they have their leaders and shit. They have a system set up.
Yeah.
So until we have an equal or more powerful voice opposing them, then we're doomed.
To counteract that system in which they want you to operate in.
Yeah, but then the whole idea of, like circus and bread or whatever, Americans are in general living pretty good. Even homeless dudes begging on the side of the road have access to the Cash App.
Yeah.
So
they get fed.
It's pretty easy to not want to act out and actively change something.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's
so we just need to get behind the government and overrun everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah. America first. Fuck the world.
They oh shit. It reminds me of Rio and the favelas, and then like that leader, whoever the leader, I can't think of his name right now, but he gave them running water and AC. Yeah. And anytime that they would act out, you take that, right? Yeah. You put it in jeopardy. And a lot of those people that would act out otherwise wouldn't, because in fear of losing those things that they didn't have prior. Like, so they've lived without it. They can live without it, but they were like, they stay in line so they don't have to go without it. And it's, that's just like a small version of what is the bigger picture here, you know? It's just, it's so weird, man. It makes you, what?
It's like we had a village of people and they're being terrorized by a Tyrannosaurus Rex. It's like, all right, we need 100 people with sharpened ass sticks. And we're going to go in and we're going to do this. I don't really want to sharpen a stick or learn strategy.
I gotta wash my hair.
Yeah, we're hunter-gatherers, man. I got a garden. Got a little pen full of gazelle.
My mom's supposed to come over.
Yeah,
Can we do it next week?
Yeah.
I think I'm available next week.
So until we lose it all, it's like whenever people won't leave the job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They only leave it if they're uncomfortable. So
Absolutely.
And
I mean, I know you just said the same thing with water and that shit, but
it boils it down.
Yeah.
It's legitimately, that's what it takes for any amount of change whatsoever. And the bad thing is, I'm not saying I agree with fucking anything that anybody else does in the world. I'm me. Whatever I've done in my life, I can own up to, right? But, right, if the January 6th people didn't want to handle it in the wrong way, they had a massive amount of people on the same subject, right? Which is
impossible,
unheard of.
Yeah.
In recent times, anyways, like at that scale, that were willing to fight for it, right?
Yeah.
That's beautiful. But What if those people weren't so inherently racist, and then they got
let's just say misguided.
yeah, okay, not
'Cause some of them
not
have
inherent.
black friends.
Yeah. So I'm not going to say, I guess that's generalizing them. So I won't say that. But I'll say some of the things within their group kind of like were misleading.
Unsavory.
In that sense. Yeah.
Yes.
And it led another group that could have joined with them, not wanting to join with them because it had this view on them that they were inherently racist. So sorry, I don't mean to generalize it like that. But, they could have teamed up with BLM and the people who were fighting for social justice. They could have gotten together. Then, the LGBTQ plus AI community could have come over from this area. They could join. Now your group is fucking huge.
Yeah, you got like most of the people.
But no, they want to fucking amongst themselves like, nope, fuck those people because they are wrong. And I don't want my kid going to a drag reading
Well, I
or
guess
some
that
shit.
speaks
I
to
don't
the
know.
idea of the question earlier. Is it love or hate and shit? So I guess it would be more hate and shit.
I know, like
Well, there's,
currently.
Like instead of using your love of humanity to join forces against a larger enemy, it's like, well, we can't take them down, so we'll just spout anti them sentiment, and I'm gonna kill you instead.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just gang wars.
Ah.
Yeah. It is
And then
gang wars.
yet again, you're back in at square one, but maybe worse off. Like, because now you have all these negative feelings on all the groups. Because
Yeah.
everybody like fucking has something to say about all the groups.
'Cause
Like,
then the cabal just has less people to kill when the time comes.
yeah,
Like, well, they've done a lot of the work for us.
Yeah,
so.
thanks, guys. I'll give you a seat at the table. Oh, really?
I get.
No,
The sacrificial seat.
sorry, we have to talk about something a little more important.
Ooh,
Tonight,
Oh, no.
night 2 of WrestleMania 39.
Oh, yeah.
Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. Are you guys going to watch it?
I don't
You have
think.
Peacock, don't you?
Oh, yeah, we
have
do.
Peacock. If I remember, sure.
Yeah,
The problem is remembering to do it.
right.
Yeah.
It's like I want to watch it, but I don't have Peacock, so I'm not going to do that.
Do they
I'll
still?
just watch the clips or
Yeah.
whatever on YouTube tomorrow.
Do they have to? Do you still have to like pay for that shit, or does it come on your streaming service? Is it still like a pay-per-view type shit?
Oh, no, it's like if you have Peacock, you get
You
it.
just
Yeah.
watch it.
Mhm.
Holy shit, that's changed, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you can
Peacock's probably
watch-
paying out the ass for because I mean WrestleMania is huge.
Yeah.
They have to be paying.
But
out
the rest of the WWE is not really that great.
Yeah.
So, but I guess everybody will. You know what? I don't know. I'm not a businessman.
No,
I don't
that's,
even watch the damn sport, but I'm excited about tonight.
Yeah.
That's
They've
right.
got like everything on there. Every time I sit down, I'm like, I'm going to watch wrestling.
Yeah.
Never watch wrestling.
It's
ever.
like going to the gym for a long time, then taking off for let's say a year, and then trying to get back into it. How hard that is after you know
Yeah.
how fun being comfortable is.
Yes.
And you're like, I don't want to do that anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, because you don't want to catch up to all the episodes.
Yeah, because I literally have to go back like 4 or 5 years. I mean, I don't have
you don't
to, but
have
I
to.
would like to. I would like to be aware at least of
Finn
the last
Balor
year.
and Edge are going to have a Hell in a Cell match.
Ooh.
I don't know anything about the story of that,
Yeah.
but that's exciting.
Yeah, that is
Dude,
exciting.
after watching his Hall of Fame episode, Edge,
Yeah.
like I fucking dig that guy a lot.
Yeah,
he's
he's
the
cool.
shit. Yeah. Out of all of them, like he was the nicest, kindest, loved his mom. Fucking, he had a genuinely good heart.
Undertaker loved his mom.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that. but-
presumably.
Yeah,
Oh
presumably.
yeah, they had them together. They were silly.
Yeah.
They were a silly group.
But I mean, Edge,
Group
like
of two.
he was a genuine guy. Oh, and the other one, I'll go with Undertaker too, and I'll also go with Mankind. That dude is a fucking angel.
Oh, yeah.
I just
Yeah.
love them. I swear. I think I texted you after we watched that, and I said,
Yeah.
talking about I named Mick Foley appropriately.
Hell
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
dude.
he's just an angel on this planet.
He is.
Angel.
Yeah.
Such a fucked up angel.
I know. Perfect.
Oh, bless
This
him.
motherfucker's out there just eating creatures. Listen, Cat McFoley picked up his toy mouse, which
Yeah.
for those listening who don't know, he's currently inside recovering from an injury. So he picked up a toy mouse at the tail, dunked it in his water, and then just kept holding it in his mouth, just dunking it in the water. So I'm assuming he does this to real mice
Yeah, he's-
out in the
He's
wild.
practicing,
Absolutely.
keeping his skills
He's
sharp.
just torturing these motherfuckers.
Yeah.
I've seen him do it to baby moles. He's just a fucked up angel on the planet, just like human Mick Foley.
I'll show you how fucking lame I am, dude. So we've had this bad mold problem at the house, which I think a lot of people around here do.
He's
And
sweet.
we were happy about the cats, like out there killing them. We didn't have to see them. They started bringing them to us, but
Yeah.
we were out there one day and they were playing with a baby one, little baby guy,
It's itty.
and it was trying to get away so bad, dude.
Yeah.
So I went over there and I grabbed the little guy and I, put him in my thing and he burrowed down into my chest and I was like, I'm gonna take this over like back to the back of the property and put him in a hole myself so it can be safe, knowing I have a mole problem and it would probably be better if the thing was dead. I was like, that's how much of a pushover I am.
Yeah. And then you put him down and a falcon swooped in.
How good would that be?
Lita started walking back there. I was like, oh no, she's going to find this mole.
You
but
grab him up.
She ended up walking back, so I don't think so. I assume that baby mole is still alive. I was so proud of Mick for getting this mole. And I was like, oh, when he picked it up and he started to sit it back down, I was like, you don't have to sit it down for them to kill. It's fine. And so he picked it back up.
Yeah.
It looked like it genuinely hurt him to try and sit it down.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm cool with them doing their thing, but I'm like, I just don't want to see it, man.
It's like, I feel you. I think it's like a, like we have the gopher or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
In our backyard. And whenever Freya chases him around the yard, I'm like, I hope she doesn't catch him.
Oh.
I would hate to see it. But I think that's just favoritism. Because I thought, like, if Cooper were to go out and, like, catch him.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Get him, boy.
Oh, yeah.
So, But it is nice to not see baby animals die. That's a good feeling.
I don't know why. Usually it really would bother me, but whenever they do it, and I see a creature out there, I'm so proud of them for having gotten a creature. It makes me so happy for
Good
them.
job, man. You got to eat.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how I try to rationalize it.
Yeah.
To where I'm like, not like, oh, God, it's so terrible. It's sad. After I just ate like a pound of chicken.
Yeah. And you know that they still got it. If they ever have to like fend for themselves, they like still have it. You know?
Yeah,
That's
for
probably
sure.
a good feeling. But I don't want to see it still.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I told her. Like, I'll never. Unfortunately, I love eating like venison and shit like that, sausage, jerky, all that shit. But unfortunately, I'll never be able to kill one and like eat it. Right? I know I can. I can beat the shit out of a fish, gut it, strip it, and then eat that bitch. I know I can.
Soften up that meat.
Yeah. Do I want to fucking do? Do I want to go? No, I don't want to do that. But if my life's on the line and we're in survival and the world is like crumbling, I'm gonna kill a fucking deer or a mole for that matter. I'll eat whatever. I'll eat Sarah if I have to.
Right. We'd have a dope ass garden because I'd hate to have to eat meat constantly.
I think about going hunting and stuff. I've never done it, but I
No
think it would be nice
desire.
to start.
Ugh.
People. If you eat it, it's fine. Like,
Yeah.
that's the
I'm not just going to go out and kill deer to watch them bleed. I shot it in the thigh. Now I'm following it. Follow me on YouTube.
I hate the idea of hunting. I have no desire to shoot an animal to eat it or
Yeah.
anything. I barely eat meat now.
Because I don't know, I love meat. But Casper asked if we were going to have tacos today. I was like, presumably, but it's Adam's birthday, so we might just eat whatever the hell he wants. And then she's like, well, what would it be instead? And I thought, all I think of when I think of Adam is just meat and monster. So I don't know.
As I told her, I was like, she asked me earlier, like, what do you want? Because I forgot that, I was just going to do that. I was like, well, I would only eat like like a steak and some rice. I was like, or some form of that, like country fried steak or some shit. I was like, so tacos are good. Like, I'm fucking good with it. That's involves it. It's funny though. That's what I feel about myself
Just
too.
put monster in the pan,
and
and
then
just
dude.
cook it in it.
Based it in monster.
Could just start calling it a can.
Yeah.
Shit.
This can that cooks meat. Yeah.
Like, it
Ooh.
would be nice though. Because I feel like there would be a much more, like whenever you buy your own guitar, it's like, yeah, dude, I cut my own steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Plus, I think it would kind of be brutal, like the first time I had to like clean it and
Oh yeah.
chop it up and package it. But once I got through that first time, I think it'd be pretty great.
Probably.
hate
It would like,
Then I can
that
move
would be
on to
the most.
people.
Yeah.
Right.
You'd be more
The
equipped.
real goal.
Yeah.
That's I always think about that. Like, if I think about the people who had to, go to war and like kill for the first time. That first time is probably the worst time,
Yeah.
right? And God forbid, like, don't let that be your last time. At least kill one more before you leave, because you got to
So you
get
just
over
feel
that.
okay about yourself.
Yeah,
This
you know
was
what I
for
mean.
the job. This one's for me.
Pleasure. And but I don't know. I think about in those moments like what that fucking feels like. And I know that eventually, maybe hopefully not in my lifetime, I really hope not, but I may have to survive. And I may have to kill people and animals.
Yeah.
Maybe eat both.
Right.
It's a weird thought to have.
Well, see, I try to rationalize even the cleaning of it because it's like I don't mind cutting up raw steak or like raw chicken.
Ooh,
like,
yeah.
before I cook it.
I hate it.
So, if I could get past that, I think I wouldn't like the idea of like skinning it.
Oh, yeah.
But just because there's so much.
Yeah, it would take
Like
a long time.
Yeah, it's just a matter of work,
Yeah, there's a lot, dude.
actual effort.
And
Fuck that.
back in the day too, which I don't know how much of it we do now, but back in the day when they would kill something, they would use absolutely everything from it. Not one thing went to waste. Like they used it for weapons and clothing and food and
And they just pull out the
crazy.
feces and then just put it on their flowers.
I mean, that sounds crazy, but yeah.
Right out into it.
If you're listening, watch the video.
And then use that as a condom.
oh my God, they totally would. I can't imagine putting my dick in animal bowels and putting that inside of someone.
Well, I don't think your dick would fit.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
No, that's something that's always crazy to me that they never not one thing went to waste on an animal. Then they prayed over it, then fucking made shit out of it and ate it, and then went back out.
And then they got taken over by foreigners. So.
Right.
Yeah. Something that I was thinking once all this, the smoke settles on whatever happens, it made me think. I'm like, who's been waiting in the wings to like take back America? Indians. They've had reservations. They've had their
Actual
casinos
places
and-
to live, not reservations about.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
They're gonna like take back what was originally theirs, and so maybe it should be like that's pretty decent to me. Like that would be kind of funny, and I don't know what that's called. I don't know if that's irony or not. I don't think it's ironic, but it
It's
is
just full circle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like they're eventually
Good old fashioned vengeance.
It makes you wonder if they preach that, because I'd like to know what they're like. I know like their origin story. I'm saying like their revelation. What is their revelation? Is it we regain the land that
Well,
was
I mean,
once
that would
taken?
explain the rise in communist leanings among tribes.
Yeah, I can see
That's
that.
not a thing.
It's not
If that's the thing. But the view on communism is fucked up too, though. I mean, for obvious reasons, but I think that like when you boil down communism to its very core, it has a lot of socialist background.
I still don't know the difference. You would
That's
think I
the-
would,
that's the
but I
point,
mean,
no.
there's communism, there's socialism. One's good, one's bad.
Yeah, I think communism is a forceful, where socialism is a shared. Like we agree that everybody should share all these things.
Well, then why is a commune a good thing?
A commune is just a community of people. They call it a commune, but it's a community of people who do for one another
Yeah.
and live.
Well, I
off
just
the
mean it's
land.
like a root word of communism,
Is it?
isn't it?
Isn't it
co-
one
community.
of community?
Yeah.
Commune.
It.
I don't see it.
Oh shit. Oh, that's too good for words. Yeah, man. But I don't know. I don't know a lot. I'm not a social major or whatever they call it, social scientist. I
Yeah.
don't fucking know. I'm not an economist. I don't know. I'm just some fucking mediocre electrician that does other
Aren't
things.
you a master?
Yeah. He is, yeah.
A
He's
mediocre master.
They don't give that rank to just anybody.
an excellent electrician.
Oh, if you met some of them. No, no, man. That's yeah.
Yeah.
You ready to eat some meat?
Yeah.
Meat.
Meat, baby.
Awesome.
My
Well,
90% lettuce taco.
I know. It always freaks me out.
Casper would
love
support that.
I love it. It's
Yeah,
my favorite
dude.
part of the
We go to
taco.
Mexican like restaurants and shit. She's like, I hope they give me extra lettuce.
Yes. It's the best part. It makes me so happy.
That's weird.
Have I expressed my love of slaw lately?
No.
It's like she'll make, I'm eating a bunch of Japanese stuff this year.
Oh, like homemade.
Yeah,
So-
homemade.
okay.
It's just cabbage and carrots with rice vinegar and mayonnaise.
Yeah, dude.
And I love it.
Really?
It's been fantastic. She made me a thing the other day. It was the Japanese are very fond of Spam.
Oh, really?
So yeah, it was like cubed up Spam with like a sauce that she had to make from a couple other things on a bed of rice with like nori on it, green onions and shit.
Yeah.
Delicious.
Damn.
How
It was
weird.
like fancy hot dogs.
Yeah.
It was so weird, but because I felt like a dickhead eating it. But I was like, well,
Like,
fuck
this
it,
is
man.
fake.
Yeah.
Japan loves it. Ian loves it this year. And yeah, that's good.
Dude, I feel like Sandy has told me something about Spam before. Now you say it.
Yeah.
But I didn't believe it then. I was like, maybe you just went to the wrong store. Because it sounds like an American store inside of Japan. But maybe, I don't
They
know.
only eat it at that weird American restaurant.
Yeah, dude.
Hope y'all like canned meat.
It's all they could import in at the time. This asshole. Yeah, I don't know, man. That's weird. Maybe is that where Spam comes from? Maybe
I have no idea. I don't know.
I think it's
anything about
imported
Spain.
from another realm.
around
Yeah.
some
not-
far-reaching
gotta be.
universe.
I think on the can it said pork combined with ham.
yeah.
Is that what it is? Is ham not pork?
It is. Yeah.
What are they doing?
They don't even know. They're
You
like,
know what?
just call it something. Just
You know what? I
put
don't
some
know.
shit on the can.
I feel like we buy these box steaks from like Walmart, right? It's a pretty dope deal. They come in like whatever, and I'm sure that they're not as good as the other one, whatever. I love them.
Yeah.
But it makes you wonder if I'm not reading the fine print on those boxes, if it's like lab grown meat, and I haven't noticed it. But I mean, if that's the case,
Yeah.
I mean,
We've
they've
come a
been
long
pretty good.
way.
Yeah. I mean, they're pretty decent. But, you know, is it a thing like Nabisco snacks? Like, you know, they're just full of these chemicals and no
Yeah.
nutritious value.
I've never looked at the ingredients.
I know. Now I got to think about it. I've been thinking about that lately a lot.
Yeah.
Because they could just do that. And as long as they put this weird word that translate into lab grown fucking meat, like, it's all good.
So I would eat it, but on the ingredients it would have to say dead animals. And then I would eat it.
Just-
no questions asked.
You open the box, there's just a picture of a dead cow.
Yeah.
This is where it came
Yeah,
from.
this is where it came from.
Ah, shit.
I like that you assumed cow. I just assumed a totally different animal. I
Yeah,
imagine.
initially I
anything.
thought cows, but then when I kind of sat with it, and I thought, well, there's some squirrel in there.
Yeah,
there's,
for sure. Yeah. Some creatures I don't know the name of.
An
Yeah.
octopus flank or something.
Flank. I
writing
couldn't eat
down
an
that.
octopus for sure.
Mm,
I ate a calamari that was cooked in a fancy restaurant in Chicago,
yeah.
and I didn't know before that. And then they told me, and I puked. It was like a $40 meal, $50 meal
you.
just for me, and I was like, all that went to waste because you had to tell me it was a fucking squid, you asshole.
God, you're no better than mom.
I know. That's that mental thing, but that's the picture on the box. You got to have it. They used to, in prison, they would tell us to, like, have a picture of, like, a steak or some shit or a real nice meal sent in. So while you're eating your food that's trash in prison,
Yeah.
you could look at the picture and it tricks your mind and your body into believing that the food you're eating is at least better than what you're eating. You know
See,
what I mean?
That reminds me,
Mentally.
on the way here, I was listening to a podcast, and the dude was talking about this college professor guy, and he was like, I didn't eat lunch, so I'm just gonna have a cookie. And he offered some cookies to the kids in the front row, and then he walked back and he put the box on his desk and it said dog biscuits. And people started throwing up and like freaking out and shit.
shit.
But I mean,
They
they were
weren't.
actually
They're
cookies.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
Oh,
it was
that's
just the
good.
fact of like, they thought it was. So
That's
they're like,
crazy.
oh,
I've
How
eaten dog
good.
biscuits before. They're not that bad.
they're not that bad.
No,
Yeah,
they
but
They're
it's
taste
not
like
that good.
cardboard.
It's
Yeah.
the thought of it, yeah, dude. Maybe that's. I know that's what it was because it was good prior to them telling me. And then I got to thinking about it doing its little leg
Yeah,
thing.
some things
and
are
like,
just gross.
the rubberiness of it, and I was like, fuck this place.
Yeah, fuck this place.
Crazy.
The whole place.
The whole place. Fuck Chicago. Y'all are terrible. All right, man. That was episode 160 of the Wildly Uninteresting podcast. We actually really appreciate the fact that there's like 100 and something views and 300 views on the last 2 videos and shit.
Thanks.
Like 100%. If you're watching this show and you've made it to the end here,
I'm a little closer to thankful these days, I guess.
yeah, I truly think
It's you just kind of growing a little
Yeah,
bit.
a little
bit.
truly appreciate your time. If you've taken out an hour and 3 minutes to check this out, we really appreciate it. Seriously. Can't imagine like a world where there's more than like 20 views, you know. And for the 20 people that started that shit, like, you know, bravo.
Yeah, thanks.
You're the
guys.
true hero in life.
That's right.
So thank
Got
you.
this ball rolling.
Yeah. So yeah. Thank you. I'm Ian. That's Sarah.
I'm Adam.
I've done it again. I'm Adam. That's
I'm
Ian.
Adam.
It's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm Adam.
Whoop. Wildly Uninteresting podcast.
We need to have Hecklefish on.
We should have.